If you're feeling alone in your own hometown, but you don't know what to do about it and how to feel about it, hear me out. I'm here to help you. Hi everyone, my name is Trish and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to talk about feeling alone in your hometown. What I'm going to talk about here is my own experience. So for you it might be a little bit different, but I think that if you listen to my perspective on it, it might help you. And at the end of this video, I'm also going to give you some tips on how to fight against that loneliness in the place that you should feel less alone, actually. So let's get into it. Today I have a little friend. I don't know what to call it. So I'm gonna let you decide. This is the capybara that my friend made for me. And you know, since I have the capybara icon in my intro, I think it fits the vibe, and at least I'm not alone in here while I talk to you guys. So yeah, let's brainstorm some names for this baby here. And I'll choose the one that I like the most, maybe. He'll stay here while I talk, making us company. So a little context on my situation. I was abroad for 2 years to do my master's in Stockholm, in Sweden, and I came back home after those 2 years. And it was a mixture of, I was happy to be back home, but at the same time, since I was abroad for so long, I kind of lost most of my connections with friends back home. Not that I lost them completely, but it was always different because even when I was back home for the holidays, like for Christmas or even the summer holidays, I would meet my friends, but it was always like, oh, you're gonna leave now, so see you in like 6 months. So when I came back to Portugal, like permanently, it was kind of weird because they knew I was back, but they were always telling me like, oh, when are you going back to Sweden? And I'm like, I'm not, that's the whole point, let's hang out. They kind of forgot about that, which is fine because, you know, after 2 years of coming back and leaving and coming back again and leaving again, people kind of get used to that. So when you come back permanently to your country, people kind of like don't really fixate that on their brains that easily. I think it's normal to take some time for people to get used to your presence, like fully again, because you know they're used to see you come and go, and they easily forget that you're back permanently. It took a bit, but what I did for that was I just ended up texting people more frequently. At a certain point, it might be annoying for you, and you might think like, oh, maybe I'm just bothering them because they're living their lives. And you know, after you're away for so long, you kind of feel like, you know, people have their own lives. Even though before you left, you were part of those people's lives as well, and you saw them frequently. It's been so long that you kind of think like, do these people still have time for me? Do they still have the space in their lives for me to be part of them? And they do. Okay, I'm here to tell you that they do. You just have to be a bit more persistent in the beginning. You just have to remind them. Just text them like, oh, you know, let's hang out. I'm here. Let's hang out. And they'll probably like, oh my God, yeah, you're here. You're so right. Let's go do something. So that's one point that I wanted to get into. It's okay to text people, even if it's like more than once, to do something. It's fine for you to have the initiative. Don't feel like you're bothering them. But you know, at first I was really bad at it. I was really bad at it because I have this imposter syndrome. I think I can call it an imposter syndrome, that I feel like I'm always bothering everyone. even though that's not real. It's just something in my head, just my head going a little bit insane. But it's fine. You'll be fine. If you really like those people and you feel like you want to get closer to them and create a friendship, or create a friendship again if you were friends before but then you kind of like got distanced, text them. It's okay. Maybe they want to be your friends as well. They just don't have that initiative, but someone needs to have the initiative, and it's okay if it's you. It's okay. Don't be like me, because at first when I came back to Lisbon, I didn't hang out with people for so long because of that thought in my head of, oh, I'm bothering everyone, let's just leave them alone. I didn't see my friends for so long because in my head I was bothering them, so I was just alone for months when there was no need to. So trust me when I tell you, just have the initiative from the beginning, because the more time it takes for you to actually get the initiative to ask others to go out with you and to do things with you and hang out, the longer you're going to be alone, and there's no need for that. And trust me, hang out alone is actually fire. Like, if you don't do it, you should. Like, if you want to do something, you can do it alone. You can always do it alone, okay? But you should be alone when you want to be alone. Because the thing is, when I was in Stockholm, since Stockholm was like a completely new city for me, it was easier for me to go out and do things alone because I was just like in that explorer mode. But back home, it's harder for me to have the initiative to do things alone. And maybe you feel the same. It's like I've always lived here, even though there are always new things happening and new restaurants opening, new cafes opening, um, new exhibitions at museums. There's always new things happening, but since this is like my city, I always feel like there's nothing to do. At least alone, I don't have that motivation to go out and explore, because I feel like there's nothing to explore, but there is. There is. It's hard at first, but because the thing for me is like when I think to myself, oh, I want to do this, but I have to do it alone, I always postpone it. I'm like, if I have to do it alone, I don't want to do it. But the reality is that when I actually push myself to do it and I go out, I'm having a blast. I love it. It's just having the initiative to get out of the house and knowing that I will be alone the whole afternoon. That's, I wouldn't say it scares me. It did in the past, but I feel like now it's not that it scares me, but I just feel like there's no purpose in being alone, which is so not true. It's so not true. Being alone is great. You are your best company, always, always. So trust me when I say that you want to do something, but you have no one to go with you, do it alone. Believe me, it's going to be hard to get out of the house knowing that you're going to be alone like the whole afternoon, or even if it's just a couple of hours. But when you are outside doing the thing you wanted to do, trust me, you'll be fine. I know it sounds super scary, but you'll be fine. And if you're like me and if you've been abroad for a while, I think it's completely normal to feel a bit out of place in your hometown, because if you're abroad, you're gonna get used to that city. Whatever you are in the world, it doesn't matter. You're gonna get used to that place. And at least I'm gonna give my example because it's easier. Like, I was 2 years in Stockholm, and even though I was like coming back home for the holidays, I didn't stay for long. I would stay for like 1 to 3 weeks maximum. So I didn't stay for long to have a feeling of the city again. So the thing is, the memory I had of the city was before I left to go to Stockholm for the first time. So that memory that I had of the city After those 2 years, when I came back permanently, it's completely different because in 2 years, you change a lot. So will the city. So will all the people that live in that city. So will all your friends, your family. In those 2 years, they're gonna go through so many experiences, so many things that will change them. They will change, and I think the hardest part for me was to come back home after those 2 years and understanding that the image that I have of the city, it's gone. It doesn't exist anymore. I have to get used to what it is now. And that was really hard for me because, this is not something that you think about when you go abroad. You don't really think about these things only when you're in the situation that you're facing these things. That's when you realize, like, oh, yeah, it makes sense. Like, it's been 2 years, of course, some things are gonna change. And it's like I said, places are a little bit like people. When you also don't see someone for a few years, you always feel like something changed about them. Always something changed. It doesn't matter if it's a haircut, something in the way they act, their interests. Always something has changed in that person. And, you know, cities, your town, places are the same thing. They're always changing in some way, and it's normal. We just don't think about that. And those changes, like I said, can be good or bad, but they will be there nonetheless. Now, for some final thoughts. If you feel alone in your own city, there can be plenty of reasons why you feel like that. It can be because you don't have that many friends. It can be because the friends that you have, they're not that good of a friends, so you end up not hanging out with them that much. Or even if you hang out, you always feel like you're out of place and you feel alone nonetheless. If you hang out with people and you feel like you don't belong or that you're alone, even though you're with them, that's also being lonely. And trust me, sometimes it's better to be alone than to be with a group of people and feel alone in that group. I've been there, I know what I'm saying. And if you go through that as well, you know what I'm saying as well. If you meet people and you feel like they're not your people, that you don't feel like you can develop an actual friendship with them, don't lose your time with them. Just stop hanging out with them. Let's say you don't have friends at all. It's fine. Let's fix that. You need to find an interest. I'm telling you the easiest way to make friends, okay? This is like the easiest way. If you're still at school or at uni or stuff like that, it's even easier. But if you already finished school, you can still do it, okay? But let me separate. So if you're still at uni or at school, the easiest way is you need to find an interest. Pick an interest. I don't care what it is. I don't care. Pick an interest. And then you have to think, okay, let's say you like to play volleyball. You like to play volleyball, or you want to learn how to play volleyball, okay? Your interest doesn't need to be something you're already good at. It can be something that you want to learn. I'm sure your school or your university, they're gonna have or for example, my uni had a sports center, so I paid you could pay a monthly fee and you could join groups for different sports. Or at school, if you're in high school or something like that, you might have a volleyball club. I'm giving volleyball as an example. It could be other things. So you have to pick something and you're gonna join that club. Is it gonna be scary? It's gonna be so scary. It's gonna be so scary to show up in a group for the first time without knowing anyone. It will. I'm letting you know. It will be scary, but you know what? That's the point of those groups. It's for you to meet people. So if you go there and you don't know anyone, but it's oh, this is volleyball club, and you get there and it's everyone there likes volleyball. and you tell them like, oh, I want to learn volleyball, they're gonna become your friends with time. Okay, you can't expect to become BFFs on the first practice. Okay, let's be realistic here. But if you keep showing up, you're gonna end up developing a relationship. Maybe not with everyone, but you will meet people there that you might connect better with, and you just start talking to them, and maybe they like to play volleyball casually outside of the club, so maybe they might invite you someday. Or like if you start to talk better with someone in the club, you can be like, oh, do you want to go do something tomorrow or this weekend? Like if you learn that the person likes ice cream, I don't know, you have a conversation about ice cream, you can be like, oh, I know this ice cream place, do you want to go there? I don't know, you have to make shit up. Just grab those things that randomly pop up in conversations, because they will pop up. Just grab them, and if it's something that you have in common with the person, even if you don't have in common, if you think like, oh, I never tried Mexican food before, but if the person likes, you can be like, oh, I never tried it before, do you want to go with me? It's as simple as this. I know it's scary to invite people to do things when they might say no, but rejection is okay. It's okay to be rejected. You have to see rejection as redirection. So let's say you talk with someone and that person rejects you. Okay, then we have to go to the other path. And you're gonna keep doing that, and you will reach someone that won't reject you. Okay? It's fine. Stop making it such a big deal. So that's a way, okay? So if you're at school still, join clubs, okay? You're gonna meet people that have the same interests as you, and you can hang out with them. Now, if you're not at uni anymore, if you don't study, okay? If you're an adult like me, and and you want to get friends, it's kind of the same thing actually. You just have to look for an interest, something that you're good at or something that you want to learn, and search for clubs that do those activities in your area. And there will be people there also learning, and you can talk to them. I know it looks like it's really hard, but it's not. My most recent friend, I met her at a concert. Not even at the concert, was after the concert. We were in the metro station, and she pointed something that I was like holding, and that's how the conversation started. And now we hang out. You create relationships with people very easily. It's more simple than we think. We just make it such a big thing because we're scared. But you'll be fine. You just really have to put yourself out there, because the reality is that people have a really hard time to take initiative to do things. And you have to think like, if you never take initiative and the people around you don't take initiative as well, then you will never meet. You will never make a friend. If you feel like you really need to improve something in your life, you need to take initiative towards that. It's scary, yeah. It's gonna be difficult only in the first few times that you try it, because then you're gonna get used to it. You're gonna get used to the process. It takes a while, but you can do it, okay? You just have to breathe and go talk to the person. You have to think like, what's the worst thing that could happen? The person saying no? Okay. Go to the next person. If someone says no, just move on. It's not that big of a deal, okay? It's not. That's what I had to say today. I hope I helped in any way. If you have any questions related to this topic that you want me to look into and try to help you, just comment down below. I'll look at all the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, to know when I post next, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.